Good morning. Welcome to Old Vine Zen. I am Jan, and it's easy like Sunday morning. Thank you for joining me. So today's video is going to be a little weird and a little awkward, and it's going to be about death because somebody close to me just died, and I don't know. I have to say this. I have to get this out, and I'm just thankful that you're there. I'm just going to say it to you. I don't feel comfortable kissing somebody who's died. And it's not because they're dead that I feel uncomfortable. It's not as if I haven't seen a lot of people that have died. I just don't feel there's a need for me to kiss somebody that has died goodbye. And I understand how it's maybe cathartic and a closing for a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my way of doing it. I say a prayer, a Buddhist prayer, when someone dies, and I continue saying it for a number of days, a lot of days. But that's my way, right? And I think what I wanted to tell you is that there's this pressure, and I had this pressure the other day, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Everyone in the room, and there were quite a few people, one at a time went up to the person that had just died and kissed them and said goodbye or whatever, and then walked away one at a time. And everyone was finished, and I know everyone was waiting for me. I was the last one in the room, and there was that pause, that awkward pause. And I went, oh, shit. God, I hate being different sometimes. I hate it. I don't care what anybody says. I hate it sometimes, being different. And I was the different one in the room, and I didn't go up. And then they finally got it, I guess, and they proceeded to roll the person out. And at that moment, I thought, you know what? Those kind of moments happen in our lives, some of them more poignant and more stressful than others. But you got to do what's right for you. You got to do it. And I wanted to share this little paragraph that I found in my notes from years ago from some class I took. But judgmental of ourselves, we start chipping away at the core of who we are, chipping away the stuff that is brilliant and wonderful about ourselves and different, in hoping that one day people will see us as perfect in their eyes. And I thought, that is so true. And I came this close, teeny weeny close to being like them. I was almost out of my chair and walking over there, and it took everything I had not to do that. Because in my belief, they were already gone, and I had already said my goodbye, and that wasn't my way. I needed to share that with somebody, so I'm going to share it with you. And I know it sounds pretty maybe cold, but it's not like I didn't care, It's not that it wasn't important. It was just not my way. And I remember when my father died, I was in high school, I don't know, sophomore. Anyway, I was a kid. And I remember there was a funeral in a church, and they had an open casket. And everybody was going up to look in the casket. And I didn't want to go. Even then, I knew it. I didn't know why I knew it, but I just didn't want to go. And I'm going, no, I'm not going. No, I'm not going. And they pushed me and pushed me. They literally pushed me until I had to do it. And I said to myself afterwards, I said, I'm never going to do that again. If I don't want to do something, I'm never going to do that again. So I didn't. And here I am at this ripe old age, and it's still happening. But then I thought, life is so crazy. Life is so wonderful because you keep getting tested, don't you? And it's just an amazing thing. So thank you for listening. Let's go into a meditation. Maybe you can, I don't know, reflect back, or I would like to say, think of an aspect of yourself that you refuse under pressure, peer pressure, to give in. So close your eyes, relax, take a breath, a cathartic breath in. Let go of all the judgments and all the worries of trying to look perfect or accepting. And relax. Let your shoulders fall. Let your belly soften. Let your heart relax. Settle into this moment and see an aspect of yourself that you really believe in, and you just you don't want to be robbed of it. You want to keep that aspect of yourself, something you believe in deeply in your heart. And take a moment. Take a moment to promise yourself that you'll be true to yourself and not crumble under peer pressure. Relax your hands and your feet, stretch. Just sigh and say, most people aren't going to understand you. And that's okay. That's okay. You're like no one else. And that's okay. You're different. You're not special. You're different. You're not any more special than anyone else. So it's either everyone's special or no one's special. Breathe in and breathe out. I'm going to read you a poem as we relax into our meditation. Pablo Neruda, a Chilean poet. Just breathe in and breathe out. Relax. And now we will count to 12. And we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language, and let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm the whales. And the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. And those who prepare wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victories with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it's about. I want no business with death. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt the sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. And perhaps the earth can teach us when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. And now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Let us remember that the star that governs your destiny is in your own heart. Be true to yourself, even in the most difficult times. And now we will close our meditation for today. As we slowly bring ourselves back to this moment where we began together, wherever you are, in whatever room you sit or lie, you can slowly begin to reopen your eyes and come back, or you can remain with your eyes closed. Thank you for listening to me today. I really appreciate it. And I hope that the days following in your life are, I'm not going to say easy, because I know they won't always be easy. Far from it, actually. But we take it moment by moment, step by step, and remain true to ourselves and do the best we can and be honest and be kind. Thank you for joining me. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.